long time now. I've been working for free. Don't nobody around this town give a damn about me. I've been slaving away all my life through the whip and the chain. And lately I can't help but feeling like I'm going insane. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. I just married my beautiful wife, and I can't pay the bills, and I just wanna buy her a house out in Beverly Hills. How the fuck could I not be on yet? Almost 30 years old. How the fuck could I not be so hot when a nigga this cold? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. How much more can I take? Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break. Give a nigga a break.
Wait, stop the buzz. I mean, listen. Natanya, why is my YouTube chat not showing at all? I don't like that. But Natanya, you sit there saying David got arrested. He should have been got arrested. Even if he ends up being innocent, if David somehow ends up being innocent, he should have been like prime suspect numero uno, for only reason being it was his car. You can question him, investigate, track his movements, track his steps, and just to see like if he really knew something versus knowing something, you know what I'm saying? Okay, now I can see my YouTube chat. But he should have been, all right. Out of everybody we about to look at, this is gonna be number one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But hello, everyone. Hi. How are you all on this fine Friday morning? Tomorrow is WrestleMania. And part of me don't know how I want to feel about WrestleMania. Ain't no way you went from calling Invincible trash to doing a tier list. Hey, we're not doing that first. I thought about it, and I'm not doing that first. I wanted to do it first. I'll do that second. I'll do that second. And listen, what I find trash about Invincible is not enough to make me stop watching it, because I will say, I said it was trash as I was getting into season 4, and boy, did season 4 just smack me across the face. Just like, bro, we actually got some shit here. I still find the power scaling trash, because what do you mean? I stand by what I said. After season 2, or at least halfway into season 2, I should not be seeing Mark struggle against comedic villains like Doc Seismic. I'm sorry. I don't care that he brings in all these monsters. No, they should not be leaving such a mark on him like Conquest. I should be seeing this motherfucker one-shot a lot of these weak-lived villains. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not even talking about the Viltrumites, which you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get back on this spiel. I'm gonna get back on this spiel. I will, but I'm gonna wait until I do my thing. But hello, everyone. Hello, hi, salutations, brother Ran, all that good shit. You're a Thrag meat rider. Okay. You're a Thrag meat rider. Okay. Good to know, per se. good to know per se. Like, you know, because sometimes you never really know about anybody until they let you know. I'm glad you let me know. I'm glad you let me know that's how you feel about a character. Now, to address something else that's been brought up in the 5 minutes this stream has just been sitting here. No, I'm not explaining the title on YouTube. You're gonna sit there and wait. I'm gonna do something new. I'm not letting you motherfuckers take away from me in my flow state. You understand me? I'm not letting y'all distract me. I'm not letting y'all sidetrack me. I'm tired of letting y'all change the course of how I operate on my stream. You motherfuckers come in here. I'm gardening right now. There's a joke I want to make, but I'm not going to make it. Anyone who's ever gardening, who's ever participated in gardening, knows the joke I want to make. But I'm not going to make it. It ain't got nothing to do with weed. It ain't got nothing. See, look at this shit. Look at this shit. It ain't got nothing to do with weed. You think it's weed because I'm black? You, how dare you? Does it involve a hoe? Yes. That'll always be. That's the quickest, fucking easiest gardening joke just sitting there. She's growing coke. I mean, fuck. What a good way to look at life. Growing cocaine. When I saw the title, I almost choked on my drink. Why? Part of me has forgotten what I titled this. What did I title this fucking stream on YouTube? Yes. Snaps for me. You know what I'm saying? Snaps for me. Original title, might I just add. Original title. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm not letting you out. Is Tectone involved? See, I still don't know anything about that because I asked Chris, and Chris makes everything dramatic for no fucking reason instead of just giving me a straight answer. I told y'all this. Chris, for some reason, was so hyped up on being blocked by Saggy Melons and then seeing her have hit tweets about the quartering. Why? You're 34. At some point, you gotta stop. At some point, he's going around calling himself semi-retired. I don't know why. I don't know what his aesthetic is. But bro, shut up. I'm growing herbs, but not the herb of the earth. Okay, bro, just say you're growing cocaine. Like, you didn't have to beat around the bush. You didn't have to be all dramatic with it, bro. You could just say for all intents and purposes that you're growing weed, and then we could all just celebrate.
Benjamin Netanyahu, if you can hear this, please, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Like, you ain't got to do all that extra shit. You ain't got to be vague. You ain't got to be mysterious. Saggy Melons, I hate that bit. Wow. And guess what? I'm going to ask you why, and you're going to tell me, and I'm just going to laugh. And the reason I'm going to laugh is because it's probably not as parasocial as Chris. Chris was all excited to know if, for some reason, I could confirm if Saggy Melons was tweeting about the quartering. First of all, your phone is in your hand. You could figure that out. Oh, no, but I got blocked. You probably got blocked for a reason, buddy. I hate to break to y'all, but some of y'all deserve to be blocked on social media. Some of y'all is fucking weird. The only one of y'all that's seemingly cool is the Gaming Witch and Natanya and King Mikey. Fucking Hemorrhoid could have been cool. You ain't cool. Tectone in civil court got caught guilty of forcing oral sex when his ex said no, and he was stalking her for multiple years. And yes, Tectone admitted to the court that he's afraid of. How the fuck? How the fuck? How you afraid of pussy, but you... How you afraid of pussy, but... Huh? That's odd. That's the ghetto. That's odd. I don't like that at all. That doesn't sound very poignant at all. That doesn't sound very good at all. What the actual hell is the title? I don't know. What about it? I hate her because she went after me for calling out Tipster. Well, you know, when you want to glaze YouTubers for some fucking reason, ironically enough, I don't know who any of these fucking people are other than vague references brought up to me. But the way Saggy defends Tipster is how John Della Rose defends the quartering. And it's interesting watching these dynamics go back and forth because the people y'all are defending, Saggy being Tipster and Della Rose being the quartering, are pieces of shit. I don't care how much they get in front of you and say, I'm trans, I've changed now. You're still, across the board, pieces of shit. And it's always that weak ass, oh, people are dogpiling. Why? On one hand, you got a motherfucker claimed, I don't know if this motherfucker claims it anymore, he's getting bullied by 21-year-olds as a 40-year-old man. The other one is misrepresenting the phrase cancel culture because he's too chicken shit to admit that he decided, hey, I'm going to make the attempt to get some channels taken down. Just a bunch of dickheads who are inconsistent and are all grown adults. What's your favorite Dorito flavor? Look at me. You asking me my favorite Dorito flavor as if you don't already know. Take a good look at me. What flavor could it possibly be? And why do you think I would dedicate time to explaining in horrific detail about how it's Cool Ranch? Like, what? I could go into horrific detail that would be an embarrassment to feminism about how much I like Cool Ranch, how much I long for Cool Ranch. You know what I'm saying? This is simple shit. Just the simple, discreet shit. What's with the wild title? You can change your name all you want. The profile picture stayed the same. Did you find a man yet? For you worry about my damn titles. If they made a salt and vinegar, would you try it? No. And the reason why is because I think Pringles have like a salt and vinegar. I mean, if it's good, but it's like you lightly stinging your fucking tongue just to eat that fucking flavor. And it's just like, it ain't worth it. Tectone grifts to the right after essay allegations, as they all do. I mean, and he subtly defends jerking off to children. But when you press him and many others on it, it's fictional. It doesn't matter. In which I'd say again, like I'm laying out the challenge. And the challenge is very simple. Find your mother, tell her you jerk off to kids. And then I want her reaction after you explain to her, oh, they're not real girls, they're cartoon little girls. And if she don't slap the fuck out of you, humanity was a mistake. Like I'm just a simple man with simple ideals, simple planning, all of it. Is this about that game that came out? I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, y'all could guess what the title of the fucking thing is. I guarantee you'll get it if you Google. But other than that, I never liked Tectone. You know, the saddest part, Chris loves bringing this shit up at any given convenience. Is when I told Chris that Tectone reacted to one of my videos, and I was like, who the fuck is this? And Chris is like, oh, he's been accused of sexually assaulting her. I'm like, God damn it. You motherfuckers can't let me have nothing. You motherfuckers can't let me have nothing, bro. Gotta watch this before it disappears. This is not the Avatar movie, buddy. The only reason one of those streams is gone is because the hardest of ours got sent. I've never seen a hoodie with buttons before. Have you never in your life seen a hoodie that's a button up? And it ain't no weak ass only 2 buttons. Motherfucker, they got buttons all over this motherfucker. The hell's wrong with you? What the hell's wrong with you? That one website TikTok women claim 62 million men went to. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what it is. But before that, 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 2 hours tops. Nah. Like, nothing about this stream should be taken down. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows how animated I could be in a given moment that would lead to anyone believing that the stream could be taken down. I don't want the stream to be taken down, but you know what? What are we slandering today? Several. I tapped on a tampon. I don't like the broken person I will be by the end of the stream. Don't stay. If you, Mr. or Mrs. Vongola Xanax, I butchered that on purpose. If you want to have a semblance of sanity left in you today, go away. Get out. Go away. Keep your sanity in check. Because if I just rip this Band-Aid off, you're not going to be shocked. You're more so going to be annoyed. Or maybe shocked. I don't never necessarily know. I can never gauge a reaction out of anybody. All I could do is just let it rip. Because I stomach the stupid. Like when I dedicate time to stomaching the stupid, I'm able to just sit back, ingest it, and then I could give it to all of you. And that's the dynamic we have here. That's the dynamic that exists only because we love each other. We, you and me and you. It's that you know what I am? I figured it out. I'm y'all uncle that y'all only see in moments that don't make sense. Everybody got that one family member that just pop up. Just pop up and then you don't see him for like 3 years. Like your fathers. I'm sorry. Some of y'all have dads. Some of y'all have dads that really, really love you. Some of y'all have dads that just don't have the time. My bad. 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 76 trans Americans fled Trump's tyranny for Dutch safety. 0 granted asylum. Still in refugee camps worse than U.S. prisons. I just want to stop right there. How is it that I've seen for months a collection of people so tired of living in a tyrannical system that is the United States, they have been afforded the opportunity to leave, yet they don't realize how much they will have to go through to actually stay in another country without recognizing the hoops that they gotta jump through. How is it that every single time I've seen somebody brag about how they're ready to leave the United States, ultimately make some groveling video saying, well, I guess I'll just come back to America because at least these are the transphobic people I know instead of the transphobic people that I don't know. But let it rip.
So apparently 76 trans Americans fled Trump's tyranny for Dutch safety. 0 were granted asylum, still in refugee camps that they're claiming are worse than the U.S. prisons.
Now, let's be clear. When you make this claim, Mr. or Mrs. Transgender, about how your refugee camp that you chose to go to is worse than a U.S. prison, you're letting me know, as the poor, disenfranchised African-American male, that my struggles in the prison system are somehow less important than you just bitching about how you don't want to be somewhere. And I take great offense, and all of you are racist. Those are the rules. I don't set them, I just follow them.
Mind you, half of these individuals probably left high-rise apartments in the US to go and live on the floor in sleeping bags in the dirt and claim that they were so oppressed and needed to seek asylum from the US. Seek asylum from what? And another thing that these people fail.
Well, ma'am, clearly the ongoing battles of not being identified by random person 442. And some of these people probably have their legitimate gripe about their driver's license being changed back to either male or female. None of these are significant enough to decide to flee a country, but you know what? Other people's outlooks on life are not mine.
To realize is you went to the Netherlands to try to seek asylum when they genuinely feel that people from the US are presumed not to need asylum protection because they treat the United States as a safe country of origin, and in order to get approval, it is very rare unless they can prove specific individualized prosecution that the US government cannot or will not address.
And I feel as though that won't fit a category for a lot of these people, especially when you tune into an article from 2 months ago about some of these transgender specific refugees fleeing the U.S. You get in this section, it's a fair question. Last year, 76 Americans claimed asylum in the Netherlands, according to the Dutch Asylum and Immigration Ministry, up from 9 in 2024. Unlike the UK, the Netherlands does not rent out hotels or houses for asylum seekers, instead housing them in fenced-off camps, officially called reception centers, dotted around the country. Many of the American refugees, like Jane Michelle Ark, a 47-year-old software engineer from San Francisco, are transgender, and in April of last year, she flew to Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, sobbing, asking the customs officer how to claim asylum, and they laughed because what's the big dumb American doing here asking about asylum? And then they realized that the person was serious, because think of the outlook of America, land of the free, opportunity this, opportunity that. A lot of people want to get to America, so it'll be off-putting for somebody who's not in America seeing an American come to them asking on how to claim asylum, because it'll throw them off, because maybe they're not in tune as to how things in America are and how they might operate for other people. So they're going to look at you and think that you're fucking loony, because they're viewing America as the opportunity of a lifetime that they may never have. And so when you sit there and just start crying about seeking asylum, they're going to laugh at you.
The Netherlands considers the U.S. a safe country. Applicants must clear a very high bar. They must show specific personal threats, not general fears. They must prove.
Ooh, that's a bad one. You gotta find some actual specific threats towards your person, and for a lot of these people, when they sit there and tell you how much they hate something or despise something, it's more just their own general fear.
Prove that they can't relocate safely within the U.S. and show that they can't get protection from police or court. And simply seeking asylum for being a transgender and not agreeing with your government, the applicant could qualify if they can prove repeated targeted violence with no police protection.
That would be difficult for a lot of these people to do, because getting on TikTok for some of these individuals and talking about how they've been discriminated because random person called them he instead of she, that's not really something warranted of police protection. You could have some individuals coming out of the woodwork and sending death threats and extreme harassment, but that falls into the category of what did you do that ended up getting you a lot of that criticism? Because for some of these individuals, they go above and beyond in proving why they'll end up getting a bunch of criticism and harassment. Not that I'm going to condone that, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there wouldn't be a reason for somebody to go above and beyond and then try to justify how they want to go above and beyond.
Credible death threats or extreme harassment, evidence that authorities refuse to help or protect them. And even then, the approval is still rare. So it looks to me that you guys are probably never going to get approved for asylum because you don't qualify for any of the things listed. No one is out there just blatantly targeting you at all. And if you are blatantly targeted or violent, someone is violent towards you just because of who you are, there's laws against that. It's called hate crimes, and that person will go to fucking jail for it. So again, the law still protects you. And you can easily relocate wherever the fuck you want within the United States without somebody stopping you just because you're LGBTQ whatever plus.
Now, right there is interesting, because somebody would say, oh, I can't afford to relocate. I can't afford to go to this different city. I can't afford to go to this different state. But you can afford a plane ticket to another country? something there don't add to me, because I would think a ticket to another country is a lot of money, and some of that money could be used for gas to go somewhere that's more trans friendly in the country, in the city, in the state. You wouldn't have to get on a plane and spend all that time and all that effort and all that money sitting in immigration and refugee camps if you just go somewhere that's more favorable to transgenders, because there are those places across all these different cities in these 50 states. There are places that are welcoming to transgenders. I feel like your last resort should be fleeing the country, but oftentimes a lot of people want to just say fuck it, we ball, because they can't escape the evils of seeing that orange guy wherever they go.
People have lost no rights whatsoever, and you can walk freely on this God-given motherfucking earth just the same way everybody else does in the United States. So y'all are over there suffering and realizing that the grass isn't greener. Oh, and the fact that everybody has immigration laws and you can't just seek asylum wherever the fuck you want. I don't feel bad for you.
Because it's easy sitting there hearing a Mexican talking about seeking asylum because you don't have to experience it. But when you actually have to go and try to seek asylum to another place, well, that's a little bit difficult for you.
You deal with it, learn. You live and you learn, right? Like, let's be real. These people have not lost any constitutional rights under Donald Trump. Marriage equality, workplace protections, freedom of speech are all fully intact. So trying to claim otherwise and seek asylum abroad is not going to go in your favor, because you haven't lost anything. And you have many protections under this government. I think that these people have lost their fucking minds, and they thought that they were running from something that didn't exist just to put themselves in a worse situation. And I'm glad that they realized you can't just up and flee and go to somebody's other fucking country and think they're just going to open their doors to you immediately.
Welcome to the world, and how unfortunate it might be for a lot of you people. What is this right here? What is this right here? Also a lie. The Netherlands did and still do put asylum seekers in hotels, former senior homes and hospitals, and the AZC, as they are called, allow asylum seekers to enter and go freely. Interesting. See, I love learning. Learning's a beautiful thing. Ark said, wait, what the fuck is this? Hold, keep holding, hold. Let me just, you see that a little better. Ark said that the U.S. has become such a hostile environment for trans people that she had stopped leaving the house unless there was an Uber waiting outside. She said that I want the officer gave her the train ticket to Terapel. Shadow Crisis, you could let me know if I'm mispronouncing these Netherlands words. You know I can't understand that language. Terapel! Fuck it! Terapel is not a prison, but it looks a bit like one. No. It's just probably a fucking refugee camp. Kamala Harris is for they, them. Trump is for you. Interesting. I don't want to fucking sign up for this. She could have applied for a tech job. She could have applied for a tech job in the Netherlands and then a work visa, but that would have taken too long. Hence choosing the nuclear option of asylum, leaving everything behind to live in a grubby... Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Time out. Flag on the play. Ark began to transition at the end of 2012, changing her ID to female the following year and having bottom surgery in Thailand in 2014. All this money, you definitely could just flee some other place in the country just to be around a bunch of transgenders. Yet, Trump's re-election meant no more anti-discrimination protections in their employment, housing, and healthcare. When her passport ran out, a new one would declare her a man, so she left. This is the dumbest thing I've ever done, she said in a Apple cafe, and I did it because I was afraid for my life. I didn't do this in secret. I talked to everybody I knew. I'm planning to do this wildly stupid thing. Everybody said, I don't love this for you, but there's no other option. She could have applied for a tech job in the Netherlands and then a work visa, but that would have taken too long, she said, hence choosing the nuclear option of asylum. So you have the opportunity to do something that would have given you a little bit more leeway, but because you're lazy and you don't want to put in the effort to actually be a citizen of the Netherlands, you just said, fuck it, let's attempt to ball, leaving everything behind to live in a grubby refugee camp. She estimates that there are between 35 and 50 other trans asylum seekers from the U.S. in the Netherlands, though the Dutch government does not keep statistics on transgender applicants. The chances of Americans actually being granted asylum are very low, according to Marlou Schroever, a professor of economic and social history at Linden University who studies the Dutch immigration system. The Dutch asylum ministry said that approximately 20 failed American asylum seekers were deported back to the U.S. last year. So, in short, you could sit there and make the effort in spending so much time trying to navigate how you're going to get away from the tyranny that is the American system. And you could travel far and wide in the efforts to figure out which place is the safest for you and your transness. But then comes the hard part. Actually getting the asylum you seek in an effort to stay away forever from all the evils that are the evil transphobic people that exist looking to hunt you down and put that penis back on your body after you leave. But you fail and you end up having to come back. You have all these grand promotions of what you see in the Netherlands and you think to yourself, all right, this is where I'm gonna go. And then you end up in a fucking shack with the hopes of some way, somehow you end up being something of importance. And it ends up making you realize, hey, maybe being called a he instead of a she wouldn't be so bad because at least I have a comfy bed to sit in. And it's at that point you didn't want to actually seek asylum. You wanted to be affirmed in your own comfort. And unfortunately, in some places, it's going to take time and effort, which apparently you don't want to put in. And in others, it's somehow even worse than America. So good fucking luck. In reality, America doesn't meet the requirements to be considered an unsafe country at all. You never got this for black people's rights? Listen. Black people are still waiting on the mule. I want to know where that came from. Wait. So far, no American has been successful since arriving during Trump's second term. Tough! Among those refused and embarked for deportation is Lisa Gail Carter Stewart, who fled Montana with her transgender teenager, 14-year-old Knox, last April. It was automatically rejected because of... Wait a minute. We keep reading. For a claim to be successful, the U.S. would have to start detaining trans people for their gender identity, suggested Schroever. If the U.S. moves towards putting people in prisons, treating them really, really bad because of their gender identity, and with no other claim added to the reason why they're in prison, then the situation would definitely change. But to my understanding, that has never really occurred as much as one would hope it would if people were making it this big thing. And sorry, but unless you got mountains upon mountains upon mountains of examples, that would never really be something you could use for seeking asylum. So far, no American has been successful since arriving in Trump's second term. Among those refused and earmarked for deportation is Lisa Gail Carter Stewart, who fled Montana with her transgender teenager, 14-year-old Knox, last April. It was automatically rejected because America is considered a safe country of origin. Knox even told the IND during their interview when they asked, "What will you do if you have to return to America?" Knox told them, okay. I don't advocate for anybody taking their own life. I don't want any of that. Nope, I don't want any of that whatsoever. None of that was considered in their decision-making process because they're not looking at it as this country is implementing a bunch of rules that'll be the end of transgenders. So when a 14-year-old is looking them in the eye and being asked, hey, if we just deny you outright and you go back to this country, what are you doing? I'm taking myself out the picture. Yeah, that's dramatic. But oh my, it shouldn't be that serious, especially when you're factoring in that these countries that you're seeking asylum to, they're looking at it as, yeah, this ain't that damn deep. Knox has tried to, see, I don't like any of this. I don't like any of this. None of this right here that I like. They're not getting on well. Knox stays in our room 24/7. They don't go outside, not even on sunny days. Still, she insists Knox doesn't want to go home. Knox has said that they're glad we're not in the U.S. anymore. Well, that seems to be counterproductive because you're sitting in a refugee camp and you're attempting to end your life at least 3 times since being there, because I guess that somehow sticks it to the man in the U.S. who doesn't even know that you're even there. Earlier this month, they were moved to a more family-friendly refugee camp, which also sounds counterproductive, near Linden as they await their appeal hearing. I would love if we did get a resident permit and I could work again and we could get back to living a normal life. And I want them to feel like it's okay for them to be themselves and to not feel judged every time they walk through a door. Trans women fear a terrible fate if they are sent back to the U.S. at ARC. My guess is that re-entering the U.S., we would be detained by ICE or Customs. We would be put into detention with men, and then that would lead to us being harmed or killed, and the method of execution is incarceration. I don't think that the U.S. government wants to murder me specifically. I think that they don't care if I'm murdered. I think they think that I deserve it if I'm murdered in custody. First of all, I would just like to throw a unique flag on the play in how we're just making things seem as disastrous as they probably aren't. Because it's to my understanding, if you do go to another country, depending on the country, you are held for some time once you get off that plane, and then you're let go. I remember that Hassan and all them other people were complaining about having to get off the plane and then go immediately for questioning, but none of them were arrested, and they were let out into the wild that is known as back to their apartments and homes. I don't think there's a witch hunt after anyone specifically in regards to wanting to leave the country. There's a lot of people who will sit there and say, hey, you want to leave? Get out. But when you leave, you on your own. You're not really able to get a lot of help from other people in America. You got to rely on the people in the country that you go into. And when they are making the decision that, nah, you can't stay here, what are you willing to do at that point? I don't think it would be a smart idea to take up space in refugee camps for people who might actually need it just because you're too chicken shit to actually say, fuck it, all right, we're going to regroup back in America and we're going to find somewhere that's trans friendly and we're going to go on about our way. This is more of wanting to make yourself bigger than the program, and it's failing on a spectacular level because you're ignoring the circumstances that have been put in place by all these other countries to seek asylum in the hopes that they look at you and say, you're going to be our one exception. And I'm sorry, that's not going to work out because for a good portion of these people, they don't have a real reason to get out other than trying to convince other people who hopefully don't know that everything in America has gone to shit. And while in some cases it has, when you walk up to the immigration officer and tell him no one's respecting my pronouns, that's going to be the moment where they look at you and say, that's not really a big enough fucking deal. Get away from the fucking line. We as a species are cooked. There's unnecessary wars going on. Right. There's war. There's my gas price. Listen, I'm gonna sound evil as fuck for saying it, but somebody got to be brave enough to say it. My gas prices mean more than any of you motherfuckers. I saw a fucking gas station with $4. I started crying. I'm like, our forefathers used to walk everywhere. I'm about to start walking. Fuck this shit. I'm about to start putting my efforts in moving my fucking feet. Fuck this. Oh, by the way, just because, I'm going to say it, just because, even though I made the attempt to get out in front of it, these motherfuckers on TikTok are having a field day. They're having a field day just dragging that lady body around, talking about anti-black men. And it's exactly as I said. It's going to be a lot of dumb motherfuckers thinking that this is the first time this has ever happened, or claiming that this is payback for another thing. And the whole time, a woman is dead. And the sick part, it's looking more and more like that fucking fiance killed her. Well, you know what? I ain't looked at a fucking update since. I want to see something. I want to see if there's anything new. If there's anything new to give me on this fine day. Oh, they raised $40K on GoFundMe. I don't care about that. It's a fucking GoFundMe. It's a fucking GoFundMe. The fucking husband is still like the guy, because in reality, he would have to be your prime suspect, because nobody else would fit the bill. At current moment, no one else would fit the bill, because this is presumably the only one who went with her. It's the spouse. There's not a problem with investigating him, but if he comes up clean, and they could somehow track his movements to show that at a point in time where they were separated, they never made contact with each other after that, until he probably went to check on her. And it's at that point you got to fucking try to calculate how he checking on her and what could be a reason why. Either he did it or she actually took her life. And honestly, if she took her life, I'm gonna be so pissed off, because this gonna be another example of a black person, now a black woman, the most disrespected group in American history, who has taken their life. And motherfuckers, when motherfuckers started talking about motherfuckers started talking about everything else, but it's something to be cautious about, because unlike those other two examples, we actually have a person of interest that could have done something to this lady. Who knows? Time will tell. But these fucking dating TikTokers, oh, the insecurity is just flowing through all these motherfuckers. The insecurity is just flowing through these motherfuckers. Is it me, or is the dude look like Bill Burr? No, I agree with you. He kind of does look like Bill Burr. Now, I said this was going to be second, and I meant it. I have been loving Invincible. I have been loving.
How's my dick supposed to jump off all of this information you just gave me, man?
One classic, appreciate the bit. One classic has to go. SpongeBob or TMNT? Ooh. SpongeBob, get the fuck. While SpongeBob is one of the most iconic cartoons, SpongeBob ain't got no good ass fucking theme song like that, bro. SpongeBob can't match up with TMNT 2003, bro. I'm sorry. You can't match up with that. I'm sorry. All right. I have been stuck on Invincible for almost a full week. So now it is my goal to piss off a large portion of possible Invincible fans with an effort to fucking prove a lot of these motherfuckers possibly are fraudulent. Okay? Now I'm gonna just get the easy shit out the way. I'm gonna get all the civilians and I'm gonna put them in civilian category, because they ain't really. I ain't seen nothing that'll make me think they could actually do a little something. They just civilians. You can't do nothing with them. Where the other civilians? They got more civilians. Is that it? Oh, I think that's it for all the civilians. We just get the civilians out the way. There ain't nothing to really think at. Oh, there go this motherfucker. Civilian. That's another civilian. Now let's start. Omni-Man. Now, if season 4 wasn't out, I would honestly put Omni-Man in Elite Fighter. Man wiped out his only quote unquote equals in about 5 minutes in the Guardians of the Globe. He essentially bitched out an entire planet from invading on his planet for about only a few months.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
I would not be watching The Boys. Realistically, I want to put Omni-Man in Needs Help to Win, because look what he was doing against other Viltrumites. When he's squaring up against his own people, he need a little help. He needs a little help when he's squaring up against his own people. I ain't really seen, even against his mom and his dad, he was getting the beats put on him. He need help to win. He need help to win. When he match up against somebody weaker, he can fucking dominate. But because I'm watching him go tit for tat with his own people and struggling without help, he needs help to win. Eve needs help to win. Mark, you know what's crazy? Mark is, I would think, 4 seasons in, with the exception of Viltrumites, this motherfucker should be able to handle a few of these motherfuckers. And now is the part where I'm gonna bring up what was brought up about 30 minutes ago. I done watched Mark struggle against Pee-wee villains, and I could forgive it in the first season. But as I said earlier, once we get to like halfway to season 2, a lot of these small fries, you should just be one punching. But he's struggling. And it's just like, why? And you know, internal conflict with Cecil and all this other shit. But what's really about to make me put Mark in Fraud Watch, in the fraud category, I watched this motherfucker beat Conquest. First time was with the help of his girlfriend. Like, let's be real here. He, like, if girlfriend didn't just stall and like get her fucking femur ripped the fuck open, he's losing. But then the second one, he does what he gotta do. He even gets he gets like the fucking Viltrum slash through his fucking gut. He gets his guts ripped out and they're exposed to the air. And he wins the fight. And the next thing I'm about to say is a spoiler. If you don't want to know what possibly goes down in season 5 or 6, just go ahead and mute me for like a good little 2 minutes. This motherfucker beats Conquest, but gets raped by Anessa. You strong enough to survive the fucking Viltrum hand fucking punch through your fucking gut, but you can't fucking get this bitch off you? Like, and that's me recognizing that they done fought and she beat the bricks off him. But I'm supposed to look at this show and think Conquest was second to Thrag. Because the way he bragged about beating Conquest and everybody staring in awe, you think Conquest, the only motherfucker that can beat Conquest is Thrag. But no, I guess not. So he's a fraud. Damien Darkblood, fraud. Shrinky bitch, fraud. Actually, Shrinky bitch, yeah, Shrinky bitch is a fraud. Robot, Robot, because of what I found out about what he does later on in this fucking series, could absolutely solo. Could absolutely 100% solo. Machine Head, civilian. Like, what? I'm supposed to look at this motherfucker. I'm supposed to look at this motherfucker and view him as a threat. He's a civilian that don't need help to win. He need these motherfuckers to just do his task. So, civilian. Dr. Dragon's sons, they need help to win. Monster Girl needs help to win. Bobby from King of the Hill, all grown up. No, he cannot solo. He needs help to win. Monster Girl had her youngest as a threat to everyone. Yeah, but she got punched by a fraud. So how much of a threat could she really be? Fraud, a fraudulent black character. Months after Black History Month, I'm devastated. Battle Beast is a fraud. I'm sorry, but when you are a character that lives for the fight, and you get the opportunity to get like the challenge of a lifetime in Thrag, and you get punched and thrown nowhere, or thrown to absolute nowhere, you a fraud. You was hyped up. It's like a motherfucker who go toe to toe. But I'm watching dinosaurs do better than you against multiple Viltrumites. Sad. Fraudulent. Rip off Flash. I ain't gonna lie, fraud. Cause all you fucking did was just be fodder for an iconic Omni-Man to just start killing everybody. Doc Seismic. Like you need help to win. If you were to ever actually beat these motherfuckers for even an episode, you would need the help of like 7 other people. And even with that, you probably still fucking lose. Immortal, fraud. Immortal's a fucking fraud. This motherfucker's a fraud. Like, you are immortal, yet every time I see you, you getting bitched out. You're a fraud. You're fraudulent. You're fraudulent. Alan could solo. Actually, Alan is elite fighter. I didn't watch this motherfucker get bigger, stronger, hold his own against some Viltrumites, even with the fucking nerf of that needle. I could still give him a chance to fucking handle some Viltrumites. Cecil, even though Cecil, I should put a category just for Cecil. Bitch made. Matter of fact, I add a row. I'm adding a row. Bitch made Cecil. This is the most bitch made character. And it's like, all right, you're the government agent, and story-wise, you just watched a powerful motherfucker lay waste to a city. Fine. You want to put a precaution on Mark. Fine. Mark eventually like shuts that shit down and gets that shit out of his head. And now this motherfucker is just like begrudgingly groveling to Mark throughout the rest of the time. Then when you have a literal fucking demon monster trapped in a prison, your bright idea is to not sink the fucking building to where if this motherfucker twitches, you blare the fucking sonic sound that makes these motherfuckers wince, because if it does it to Mark, it can do it to the rest of them. You instead just want to probe it with a bunch of bombs, and then the motherfucker escapes and you just sitting there like, huh, well, that's bad. Now and now that, again, spoiler for anybody who wants to know, for anybody who doesn't want to know about what the last episode of Invincible this season is going to be about, go ahead and shut me down for like a minute. 1, 2, 3. These motherfuckers come to the planet and they about to start fucking people in order to start repopulating a species. And you mean to tell me that you, as the guy who could teleport to any given direction, can't find these motherfuckers, play that fucking sonic dampener in their ears until they fucking bleed out from the brain? The decision making for this character, ass backwards. This Rockhead is a fucking fraud. Twin Magic is a fraud. Black Batman is a fraud. Ocean Boy is a fraud. The gay lover boy, I believe, given the circumstance and the fact that he is one, well, no, because he's like one of those early stages of the fucked up mutant robots. So I feel as though he would need some help to win. I feel like he wouldn't have the skill set to handle a motherfucker coming in and putting the beats to him. Honestly, all of the Guardians of the Globe frauds, like y'all got soloed, and honestly, if you gotta work together in order if you gotta work together in order to get some shit done, you a fraud. Like, you a fraud. Powerplex is an elite warrior. I can't fucking tell. Like, I genuinely can't fucking tell. Because, like, all I'm watching is motherfuckers getting their ass whooped, and I'm supposed to look at this shit and be like, edgy, cool. Oh, what would happen if that was wet? Shut the fuck up. Oh, that was so cool. That was edgy. It's like he took out an Invincible variant on his own. I mean, for all that, then Rexplode is. This kind of proves my point. Because if we looking at Powerplex and saying that he can handle some shit, we gotta whatever tier I end up putting Powerplex, I gotta put Rexplode. Cause Rexplode took out a fucking Mark variant, the fucking dumbest way possible, might I add, because you have a whole room floor that you could blow up, and that's not enough. But I guess you got mutant skeletal structure that's enough to take out one. Okay, cool. I feel like with this show got like similarities to The Flash, whereas like your power is only useful when it's convenient to the plot of the episode, because other than that, you getting your shit ran through. Fraud. Squid fucking monster is a fraud. It's like you're the fucking evil doctor. You're a civilian, but you need the help of other doctors to potentially win a fight. So it's like, you're still a civilian. Fuck you. Rex. Now let's think about Rexplode. Comedic relief character who got they shit mushed when the fucking lizard game came in and bitched them all out. I can't look at a moment where you get bitched out by the lizard squad and then somehow your rank is increased because you took out one variant of Invincible by taking yourself out the picture. You need help to win. You need help to win. You need help to win. And just because if we somehow glazing Powerplex with the distinction of, oh, he took out a Mark variant, well, fine. So did Rexplode. Y'all both need help to win. Your one plot convenient win does not raise you above standard. I don't think Rexplode could solo a fucking Viltrumite of high proportion. And Rexplode, don't even get me started. I ain't gonna lie. Watch it, not Rexplode, Powerplex. When Powerplex fucking electrocuted his wife, dog, I was sitting there like, no, now he gonna lose his mind. One of the gay romance lovers who robbed the bank over and over again. It's like you a civilian, but you also a fraud because you got powers. Fraud. The dude who got bitched out by Eve, fraud. You're still alive. The guy with the brain tumor is still alive, but it's like he's only still alive because them fucking robots saved him. He's still a fraud. It's a lot of characters on this bitch that's frauds. And I still don't know why y'all glaze some of these characters for no reason.
I haven't seen this one before. What am I reading? My foreskin is so cute. What the fuck?
Stretchy Man is a fraud. Alan's girlfriend is a fucking civilian. Optimus Prime. He's dead. He's dead. I didn't really get the feel like he could do something. Curiosity, Leon, did you watch the Adam Eve special? No. I don't have a reason for not watching it. I just didn't watch it. I didn't have like this great reasoning to not watch it. I saw it as I was going into season 2, and I was just like, oh, okay, that's there. Like, I don't know where that lines up or if it's even canon. And not to say like that matters, because it really doesn't. Like,
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
I'm not reading that, but I do appreciate the bit. You sick, narrow-minded, you sick, narrow-minded, evil son of a bitch. Like, something about you just makes me want to call CNN. Keep that in mind. Now, where do I want to put Optimus Prime? Or where do I want to put Optimus Prime? We called him Optimus the whole time.
Black
Like,
folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat? Suck my fucking cock.
so excited for May 1st because Billy and Mandy's on. No, you know what? I said I wasn't gonna let y'all fucking distract me, but that's a distractible fucking statement. There's no way. No. Tell, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Nah, I'm checking Tubi. I'm checking Tubi's official fucking Twitter account. Don't you lie to me, Tubi. Tubi. I don't see it. I feel as though you lied to me. You lying son of a bitch. 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 I don't see it anywhere. You lying son of a bitch. You lying son of a bitch. What is this? What is... Whoa. The following cartoon shows are coming to you May 1st. Addams Family, Cow and Chicken, Static Shock. Okay, maybe. Maybe. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Old tweet. Old fucking tweet. Fuck y'all. Distract me. All right, now back to Optimus Prime. I want to say that he could solo, but knowing that he gets his head ripped off steadfast, it's just like he need help to win. He need help to win. Optimus made the Scourge. He did make the Scourge virus, but he didn't use it. If he would have used it again, I would have said he could solo. I mean, he could solo if he just opened up the fucking Scourge virus and just waved that bitch around. Be like, yo, take this and we all gonna die. Fuck it. He just popped that bitch open, waved that bitch around, be like, I hate you all, let's die. Like, you could, but he didn't do it. Instead, he wanted to, I want to go to war. And he got his ass whooped. Fuck his ass whooped. He got his ass separated from his head. So unfortunately, Unfortunately, because you had the weapon to wipe out everybody in the vicinity and you chose to just, believe in Omni, dickhead, and then it cost you your life and you have no way to redeem yourself, fraud. Bad leader, bad strategist, fraud. Fraudy fraud. Another, a Viltrumite fraud. A bitch who follow orders. A bitch who follow orders ain't nothing but a fraud. Anissa, I might make a separate, you know what? Make it a separate category for this one too. Make it a separate category. Rapist. Anissa. That just seems about right. That one seems just about right. Other rip-off Batman's rip-off Robin fraud. Wait, isn't he? Wait. Isn't he in the Shadow Realm fighting a fucking Mark variant? Until further notice, needs help to win. I gotta see the end result on that one. Cause I could have sworn I saw this motherfucker take a Mark variant into the Shadow Realm, and I ain't seen that motherfucker since. Actually, you know what? Since I don't know the result of that, we just gonna leave him off the list. I don't know the result of that. And in the comics, he survived. Oh, so he survived. If he survived in the comics, he could solo. Because if all you gotta do is take motherfucker into that Shadow Realm, just jerk him off in the dark. Maybe you can solo. I can hold some hope that you can solo. All right. Oliver's a fraud. Oliver's a fucking fraud. The two twins that pissed me off because it was just like waste of an episode, fraud. Asian twin magic, male version, fraud. Paul is a civilian. Paul is the most innocent civilian out of the mix. Now let me just go back to Oliver. Let me just take a second to go back to Oliver. Like, I understand, like, when Oliver's like in the kid version.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
He's got like the belief that he could take on anybody. That's a kid. But then when he get the beats put on him, bam. All right, you get beat down. That's a learning experience. And then I hear this motherfucker in the battle in space. We beat you once, we'll do it again. We as in you included? Because when I went to rewatch just to fucking like see, the only we is Mark and Eve. You got smacked down. And would have gotten smacked down again if it wasn't for your dad. No, it wasn't your dad. It was Mark saving your ass. Because when Conquest got your ass, he was about to lay your shit out to smithereen. Oh, okay. I don't know about that we. And this motherfucker was running scared of a dragon. Fraudulent. Fraud. Like fraud. Fraud. A fraud beyond proportion fraud. Chill on Oliver. He meant, no, I can't chill on Oliver. Because with Oliver. Because when you bragging about what you can and can't do and you get smacked the fuck down, oh man, move. Out the way for the grown-ups. The motherfucker who could teleport, it's like he bitch made Cecil, but he a civilian too. The Asian dragon. I feel like this is another victim of he's only strong for the sake of the plot, because I could maybe forgive the first time Mark dealt with this motherfucker. The second time, you should be able to run this motherfucker ragged. You should be able to go through his fucking gut. You should be able to go through his fucking gut, like, quite simply, but you didn't. But if I were to go based off of what you could and couldn't do, This motherfucker is proving that given the opportunity, he could solo. Conquest. I don't know how to feel about Conquest anymore. There was a portion of me that could have put him in elite fighter. But then he started whispering to Mark about, oh, I'm so lonely. And it's like, I don't want to hear your troubles, motherfucker. It's like, I can't say you could solo because my introduction to you lost via a headbutt, several headbutts, and to Eve distracted you. So it's like, can you solo? Now, I know in the fucking story of the show, this is a fucking strong-ass motherfucker. But it's like seeing you battle, you are a threat. But you could be taken out within half of a fucking episode. It's like, come on, huh? And then it's like his death, it wasn't like no quick ass death. It was several minutes of motherfucker trying to choke him out while fighting through it. And you mean to tell me all the times I done seen Conquest bitch slap Mark specifically, when this motherfucker got his hands on your throat, that's when you can't just bing and send that motherfucker flying? You need the perfect amount of air in order to just like slap motherfucker backwards? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Why is Donald not in civilian tier? Because he's not a civilian? That's not a civilian. That's a fucking robot. Donald's a fucking robot. What part of the show was you not paying attention to?
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
He could have pulled out his heart, but instead, you know what it was? You know what I found out? The motherfucker was trying to find his Viltrumite heart as he was fucking pulling out all his fucking guts. And you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Trying to find that fucking Viltrumite heart just to fucking grab it, squish it, and maybe that kills him. Fine. Thing is, Donald is just a robot, but he has no powers outside of being a robot. But guess what? That gives him an advantage of durability and constantly being brought back after being blown up and destroyed. Yeah, you need help to win. That's past civilian category. That's dramatically past civilian category. It's like I want to put Conquest in Could solo, but he's dead, so it's like that defeats the whole gimmick.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
It's like I don't know. I don't. Fuck it. I'm putting him in Could solo. And I feel like I could be satiated with that one. Another Guardian of the Globe fraud and a fraudulent leader. And he's a fraudulent leader.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
These two, I ain't gonna lie, these two Viltrumites, especially the woman with the hair, fraud. It's like if I'm supposed to look at y'all as like these dominant forces and y'all having to go blow for blow with the elite fighter Allen and you losing, yeah, y'all need each other's help to win. Y'all need each other's help to win. The mech suit, the female Iron Man, which apparently it's such a point of contention. It's a male in the comics. Who cares? Like, who cares? I only found out last night that Amber is apparently white in the comics. And I can only imagine how people felt about this when season 1 came out. And my thoughts on it are, nothing of substance in this story changes at all. Whether this bitch is black, white, Indonesian, it doesn't even matter. the first girlfriend is what this bitch is. Like, that's really good. Unless something in later seasons shows that this bitch is important, she was a piece of pussy. And you can make that any color you want. Omni-Man's second wife is a civilian, if you could even call that. Mech suit girl, while useful in the final fight, well, not final fight, but like war, without them fucking darts he was shooting, she would have been useless and probably should have fucking died. But, you know, plot. Lizard Squad frauds. Actually, I mean, they did fucking go take out a good portion of these fucking Guardians of the... Oh. He needs help to win. Fraud. Satan, fraud. Dinosaurus needs help to win. Space Ranger. Listen, if we going based off of that gun alone, we could just sit here and put him in elite fighter. However, the reason why I'm thinking about needs help to win is because when he got surrounded, he was dead and needed female Iron Man to restore his helmet. Because without that, they losing that gun, and the Viltrumites probably just gonna start shooting all these motherfuckers. So it's like, we could use like a false reality, or we could go based off of what we seen in the show. What we seen in the show, he would be elite. But if he gets surrounded, he needs help. Also, like, while I do think maybe there would have been significant damage to the planet Viltrum without the 3 fucking Viltrumites following that fucking laser, adding to the impact, that planet probably isn't getting blown the fuck up. So he needs help to win. He needs help. The bitch who was chasing electricity, fraud. Argyle got his fucking throat slashed from behind, fraud. Now, yesterday, was it yesterday? I think it was. Yesterday, I was in front of all y'all faces, screaming, hooting, and hollering that Thrag is a fraud. And in case somebody wasn't here, I'm going to explain it again. This character was hyped the fuck up. L take on Argyle? Well, then why is he dead? This motherfucker, as I'm watching seasons 1, 2, and 3, I'm seeing people talk about Thrag, and they calling him a fraud. I don't know why. And then I get to season 4, and then I see why. It's because in the middle of the battle, this motherfucker get his ship blown up, and he start prioritizing a fucking skull, and he retreats. All right. That's not a real valid reason to call him a fraud, especially since the season not over. And then we get to the next fucking episode where this motherfucker is aura farming. More so than getting into the fight. But then when he does get into the fight, he rips off Oliver's fucking arm and jaw, which is not a hard thing to do. He fucking has a lot of these characters in fear. He rips off Optimus Prime's hand. He fucking does the Viltrumite hand gesture to Omni-Man. You would think I'm supposed to look at that and think, this is supposed to be like the moment. But he doesn't. He only catches one body. Oliver's still alive. Omni-Man's still alive. Mark's still alive. This motherfucker In the moment where he could have just fucking killed all three of them and severely crippled any of that force that's out there in space, to where all them Viltrumites could have looked at all them bodies and said, fuck it, we about to finish all these motherfuckers off. Fucking flees. And then retreats. And then goes to the planet Earth. And me thinking, all right, this is how you get revenge. You get on their fucking planet and you blow that bitch up like they blew up your turf. This motherfucker says, nah, we need a timeout so that we can repopulate and then we gonna come back and fuck y'all up. Mans, he didn't finish the job. Catching one body is enough for people to take him off fraud watch, but given the circumstances of what he did, what he didn't do, and what he does after, he's a fraud. The man is a fraud. This show got an egregious amount of fucking frauds in it. It just does. It's too many frauds in this motherfucker. It's too many frauds who not making business decisions when it matter. I like the show, but oh my God. It should never be this many frauds, whether they side characters or main characters. Fraudulent. I say fraudulente. I wish it could be different. I wish I could see some dominance. Some fucking object permanence. A real decision made to where I could look at these motherfuckers and say, all right, y'all doing y'all big one. But they're not. I can't in all confidence look at these motherfuckers and think, they do a great job. These characters are fraudulent, bro. I wish they weren't. I really do wish they weren't. But because of how pathetic they come across, I just can't ever. They on fraud watch. They started power scaling Debbie. It's like I want to sit there and say no to that, but the bitch got her arm. The bitch got her arm broke, and they sent her to the hospital, and now she's healed. She ain't no fucking mutant. I feel like she got power scaled anyway, because what do you mean a civilian can just take dick from a Viltrumite? It's like, what you mean? What you mean a regular ass human could just be getting her fucking throat thrusted by a Viltrumite and her fucking head don't come off? Like, when we think about it, when we actually dedicate enough time to thinking about that specifically, how in the fuck are you actually, you understand? How? Because in my world, that's like next to impossible for me to understand. That's next to impossible for me to like wrap my head around. He would have had to been holding back a lot, but what's the restraint level? Because if we supposed to envision this motherfucker grabbing her by the head and just throat fucking, how am I not supposed to think that motherfucking neck doesn't come off? How? Like how? These two motherfuckers could really, like, it's even mentioned when Mark and Amber about to fuck. Like, are you like gonna break me or anything? And then she literally says, maybe I should get on top just to be safe. Hello? You've now implanted the idea in my head that when it comes to fucking, these motherfuckers might actually break these civilians. And that's not my fault. That's not me overly thinking about it. That's the show. That's the show putting it out there that, oh, this might be the thing that occurs. But fuck it. That's my tier list on these fucking Invincible characters. That's my tier list, and I'm sticking to it.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
Without Akira Toriyama's clear bias towards Goku, who wins? Goku. Fuck out my face. Goku, motherfucker. Fuck out my face. You're not going to be able to convince me. You're not going to be able to convince me of anything other. But moving on, the free speech advocates are having a rough time being the subjects of criticism. And you know what? It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch because they spend so much time talking about other people and just burping shit out that when people burp shit out about them, magically the excuses roll out.
I think that's really what it is right now, is that in the whole content creation space in general, like there's not as much to talk about, and so they're attacking.
There's countless things to talk about. For example, and we will get to that, this gimmick that there's not a lot to talk about lets me know that you motherfuckers bankrolled off of one thing. You realize how annoying it is having to listen to the quartering try to weasel his way around talking about war? It's because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. That's why I don't speak about war. I am not a war expert. The best I can tell anybody is that I don't want innocent people dying. I also don't want my fucking gas prices going up. I don't like that this conflict is going on. But outside of that, I can't tell you motherfuckers anything. Is that a Shure SM7B? Why, yes it is. Actually, it's the Shure SM7DB. Because these motherfuckers just wanted to be a little bit extra. And if you don't like that, I got the fucking RE20. I got the RE20. I got the black dick, as nobody but me calls it. Motherfucker a trigger though. Like, look at this thing. This motherfucker is a trigger. This motherfucker is a trigger. I ain't gonna lie. This right here. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. You understand me? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. Exquisite even. One day, Leon's gonna binge watch Dragon Ball. Listen, I know enough about Dragon Ball just from watching the openings. I ain't gotta watch nothing else. Yeah, you motherfuckers lucky I even gave Invincible a fucking shot. 4 seasons in, that's a lot. And then I find out that these fucking episodes ranging from like 40 to 50 minutes. That's a lot. That's a lot. But I did it and I caught up. And now I'm waiting till next fucking Wednesday to see a lot happen. What's that thumbnail? I feel like you're the only person who asked about the thumbnail and not the title. I like that. I like that about you. Good on you, civilian. Good on you, civilian. But back to this gimmick that there's not a lot to talk about. There's several things you could talk about. You could talk about a bunch of transgenders not getting refugee status. You could talk about any one of these movies that y'all pretend to care about so much. You could talk about war. You could talk about Hassan going to Cuba. But the thing is, you would have to be interested enough to talk about it. And the sick part is, a lot of these motherfuckers, specifically these 3, are not. The only one here who I would think would be talking about war, hold on, you can't see her because I'm in the way, is the white woman at the bottom. Because the white woman at the bottom, I think, is the daughter of like some politician. So if anybody here could give their fucking opinion on any of this shit, it'd be her.
Each other. And I think it's just...
And mind you, there's not a lot to talk about in the content creator space. You are referencing 2 motherfuckers who talk about other people on a routine basis, from The Quartering to Melanie Mack to iDubbbz to anybody who's doing dumb shit online. That's their bread and butter. And they enjoy that being their bread and butter because it's simple, it's fun, it's easy, it's entertaining. You're just mad because you're under the microscope. Say that. Just say that. Be honest. If you're honest, it won't go away, but at least the clarity will be there.
Because we had a lot to talk about with all of the gay stuff, the transgender stuff.
But these motherfuckers don't bank on that like you do. And even when you talking about nerd erotic and was the geeks and gamers talking about this shit, these motherfuckers still got woke movies and TV shows to bitch about. It's just that guy right there above my head, he invoked those names for no reason other than his own boredom. He proclaimed that the content they make is dead, and it really ain't.
How's my dick
At least
supposed
for
to
them.
jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
I just know Melanie Mac. Melanie Mac ain't got no fucking grip. She's 40 years old. She lost her last husband to a gay man. Ain't no grip down. Ain't no grip down there, baby.
And all of that, because we were fighting against it, and we were, really banding together to speak against these things. So these things started to die down some more, and it's like, wait, now what's the next target?
Well, ma'am, that was always going to be the outcome. Once you've methodically beaten the beast, we're not at peace. It's next one up. For example, all you motherfuckers that cry about black fatigue, if all the black people just left, the Asians are next. Or the Mexicans. Well, I guess the Mexicans were first because they're all gone now. But there's always going to be another boogeyman to chase. And let's be real. You motherfuckers are not like national attention. This is just people online talking about you. Much like how you talk, you know how, we all banded together to defeat the woke, even though it's not defeated. Yeah. Oh, what do you mean everyone's banding together to talk about us? No. You're all spawns of Satan. I love how when it's shit you hate, it's perfectly fine and everyone's together. But when it's you, it's the work of the devil in real time.
Instead of like trying to say, okay, how are we going to shift content, focus on happier things or whatever. And instead it's just, oh wait, now I need another target. Let's manufacture something.
You know what's so great about what I'm hearing about? Oh, let's talk about positive content and let's find a new thing to go after. If it pleases the court, might I just hello? What's the positive here? Where's the positive? The only thing positive on my channel in months is Johnny Somali going to jail. Everything else, oh my God. You know what? Just for the fuck of it, let's see what the fat fuck got to say about McDonald's. I need to speed this up. I keep forgetting that when I watch this fucker, it's got to be sped up.
Does McDonald's didn't have enough bad press?
Why is he still bringing up Charlie Kirk? I'm guessing because of the development around the bullet that the dumbass used to kill Charlie Kirk. Because I think yesterday or the day before, there was another development around that. So you know what? That's fine. You want to tell people about a development in that? Fine. Do that. But the fucking way this dude was just dragging his corpse around any subject matter, and even in cases where it had nothing to do with him, it was embarrassing.
People are really angry about this new menu item that we've seen trotted out from several kind of fast food or faster food type chains. It started with Panera Bread a few years ago, and also, this proliferation of ultra high caffeinated beverages are continue to be enticing to these companies. What happens almost every single time is within a few weeks of these drinks being released, someone dies. It happened at Panera Bread. It happened the other day with Alani energy drinks, and it's going to happen at McDonald's. But it is absolutely crazy that they would even consider this at a time like this. Now, look, I get it. People make their own decisions with food. I'm not saying it should be illegal. I'm not saying that, I guess when you sell, Arch burgers that are like 1,500 calories or whatever, is it much better?
Learning about calories from a fat fuck who does nothing about his weight is a choice only the dumbest people choose to make.
Worse, but you kind of just want some of these places to have literally any kind of, self-control at all.
The problem is that it's fast food. It's all junk, even the salads. You're not getting health options. Who the fuck here can honestly tell me of a healthy option at McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Sonic, Rally's, Whataburger? I guess maybe you could be loose as fuck in saying Chick-fil-A got something, but you stretching the imagination right there. So we gonna put an asterisk. Taco Bell, Jack in the Box. None of these places are healthy. None. There's not one of them that's healthy. Subway, it's like Subway, you gaming yourself at that point. Cause I don't think that's actual food. I think that's processed bricks that got like a food taster on it. Like, I only say that because Subway gave me a bad sandwich one day, and it was just so fucking disturbing. The water, I guess if you want to play that game, fine. I guess the water there could be considered healthy if there's nothing in it. But it is
McDonald's. McDonald's is now diving into the booming energy drink craze, despite mounting backlash over highly caffeinated beverages blamed for serious risks and even deaths. The fast food giant is now launching a Red Bull Dragonberry Energizer, marking its first partnership with the energy drink brand. Now look, you can get Red Bull anywhere. People drink it. You know, I drink these bubblers, but I specifically choose these because they have 70 milligrams of caffeine, which is similar to a can of coffee. Some of these super ultra high caffeinated ones, I think Alani has somewhere around 200 milligrams, and this is even more insane.
Subway could see that's the fucking problem. But I'm not about to stomach a fucking health. I'm not about to stomach a health coordinator telling me about this.
Just get on the next thing. And so that's right now. There's just like conservatives attacking each other and.
Wait, what? Conservatives attacking each other? Could you possibly be talking about the fucking leader of the free world, Trump, who put out a fucking hit list of a bunch of conservative podcasters? Yeah? That could be an option. That could be an understanding. Hello? You could honestly do that. You could. Like, you genuinely could. What is this? What is this? There's no context. There's no context to why the quartering said
tweeting 100%. Yeah, that guy is me drunk tweeting. That guy is me drunk tweeting 100%. Yeah, that guy is me drunk tweeting and being like, oh shit.
Let me get that blueprint, bro. If only you'd actually get on our creators. But Carl, I need you to hold on for like, give me like 10 minutes. I'm gonna put something in, no Diddy. I'm gonna put an article in front of your face, and I'm gonna need your input on it later when you get on the game. But to wrap up this whole quartering thing, listen, I don't like that it seems as if the quartering got a channel taken off YouTube. I don't like it. I don't like that a guy who pretends to advocate for free speech is perfectly fine with free speech being taken away from somebody because it primarily has to do with him being made fun of. He could hide behind the guise of, oh, but they're making fun of me and my wife. But by that metric, everybody should be banned off this platform. But when we start thinking that now we could go to Rumble in an effort to get the quartering's contract taken from him, I don't see how y'all think that this is going to work. Honestly, the only way the quartering loses in this discourse is if the Kino Casino channel gets put back up. Other than that, unfortunately for everybody, he wins because unless somebody hacks into every single one of his fucking Google accounts, you're not really going to find it. Yes, he has the fucking recent thank you for reporting off this MTQ headquarters account. But unless he shows you what that's in reference to, all it is us just guessing. And it's a strong, educated guess. I'm not going to fucking lie to you. But without that, you're necessarily not going to bank on that. But when we go to the owner of Rumble saying, no, I'm not taking sides. I don't get involved in creator drama. If I did, I'd waste my days dealing with thousands of Rumble creators. If YouTube cancels someone, take it up with YouTube. It has nothing to do with Rumble. That's true. Unfortunately, that's true. Like the owner of Rumble can't go to YouTube and be like, hey, bro, you bring this channel back for me? If someone on Rumble is for cancel culture, I absolutely don't agree with that, but that's their prerogative and their choice. But I definitely won't fall to pressure by canceling them back. In fact, we welcome whoever got canceled on Rumble. YouTube was a bad choice to begin with. If it's such a bad choice, these motherfuckers would just stay off of YouTube. But instead, they stay on YouTube because as much as they promote Rumble and as much as they get money from Rumble, YouTube is the main source of how they've made money. And the brick lady getting exposed? What are you talking about? I feel like I said something earlier that led to you to say some shit like that. I understand that, but it's less about creator drama and more about a large creator who boasts about his contract with you and is openly engaging in canceling other creators across other platforms and stealing content. I'm only asking you to consider it being a bad look. Regardless, it's not going to be too much of a bad look for them because people will still advocate for going to Rumble because it's so free speechy. I don't think there's any example of a motherfucker getting banned on Rumble that's substantial enough. Unless you're somebody who committed a crime on that platform, they're probably not getting rid of you. I find Rumble bankrolling creators proactively getting YouTubers banned for comedy to be the funniest thing of all. Yeah, if you're paying him, then you're actually taking a side. That's true. That is true. You're paying him. So but they were paying him before that. But even still, it's a dicey way to go about it once we start taking it to other platforms. Even though the quartering was drunk DMing and tweeting how he could take these motherfuckers out from all across these different platforms, I view him as a scummy piece of shit. But unless their channel comes back, he wins and he gets away with it. That's unfortunate, but that's reality. Because you could explain it away with all these different things and you can talk about rules and regulation and how unfair all this shit is. But if the channel don't come back at all, unfortunately, he does win. Because he voiced a problem with a bunch of people making fun of him. Maybe he made that phone call. Maybe he made that fucking message board and he got rid of a problem. Yes, it's unfair. Yes, it's scummy. Yes, it proves if a motherfucker has that connection, they'll abuse it. But unless motherfuckers is able to definitively prove it, and all we got is just a really strong, and I do mean really strong, educated guess based off of the circumstances, fuck, everybody just sitting and waiting. I'm not taking this motherfucker's side. I'm fully on Kino Casino's side. But once I look at reality, it's a fucking uphill battle that I hope they win. But the odds are stacked really, really against them. So unless they get all these different other partnered YouTubers to get their managers to help them out in some way, fuck. They're not getting banned off Kick because they make a fuck ton of money off Kick. They provide promo for Kick. Much like how quartering provides promo for Rumble. It's unfortunate as fuck, but tends to be how life tends to be. Now, specifically for my people on YouTube, you pestered me for the first 10 minutes of the fucking stream about why the stream is titled the way it's titled. It's because the world is often a funny ass place. A funny ass place where, given the circumstance, you're going to see a bunch of shit that just comedically confuses the fuck out of you. It's just honest. You'll be confused, disappointed, all of that. Okay? I want, however long this is going to be a lesson for everybody, that when you want to give out information, it's important to make sure that everything you say or put out is accurate. Because when you aren't accurate and you blow something out of proportion or you sensationalize it to a high degree, the sensationalism will somehow matter more to a lot of people than the actual subject matter, than the actual conversation, because there will be people who will and you and well actually and when you think about it to death because somebody blew something out of proportion. For example, when I tell you that 62 million men, or over 62 million men, attended in February an online rape academy, you might be a little bit disturbed, much like I was, because when you sit there and tell me that 62 million men participated in learning how to commit a crime, I'm gonna be a little bit concerned. However, it's important to note that if you go to the article and you actually stomach what the article has in it, which is an introduction to how they want to format, how they want to talk about it, it's not 62 million men. It's just nearly 1,000 users on an internet server discussing depraved ass shit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, 62 million men would be crazy. 50 million men would be crazy. 1 million men would be crazy. 100,000 men would be crazy. 50,000 would be crazy. 1,000 is crazy. 1 man would be crazy. Any number of people in an online server trying to learn how to commit acts against women is crazy. But the reason it's been blown out of proportion is primarily due to a tweet telling everybody that it was 62 million men exactly, when in reality, it's 62 million visits to that website. And when you have 1,000 horny ass dudes who are dedicated in trying to figure out how to commit a crime, yeah, that's going to be something that gains traction over time, and they're going to count those up specifically in 1 month. And they did that, and it's embarrassing that it happened on Black History Month. But as I looked at this article and went through it, I was disturbed at what I was reading. The world was confronted by this form of internet-enabled abuse in 2024 during a mass rape and drugging trial of Dominique Pellicot and 50 other men in southern France. It was on a so-called dating website in a chat room called Without Her Knowledge that Pellicot was able to connect with dozens of other men to instigate the rapes of his then wife, Giselle. While drugged unconscious by him, she was raped over 200 times by 70 men, not all of whom could be tracked down by police. The Pellicot case briefly shone a spotlight on this dark corner of the internet, but while Coco, the website involved, was shut down and public attention moved elsewhere, this behavior did not disappear. A months-long CNN as Equals investigation has uncovered a hidden online world where the commodification and amplification of sexual violence against women is flourishing. One porn site, Motherless, is home to more than 20,000 videos of so-called sleep content uploaded by users with hundreds of thousands of views. The website, which had around 60 million visits, not 62 million men, 62 million visits in February alone, and whose core audience is in the United States, describes itself as a moral free file host where anything legal is hosted forever. The legality of some material posted is in serious doubt. So-called sleep content is categorized using descriptive tags such as hashtag passed out and hashtag I check. In these videos, I want y'all to understand that what I'm about to read is some depraved ass shit. In these videos, men film themselves lifting the closed eyelids of women to show that they're sleeping or sedated, with some eye check videos surpassing 50,000 views. Inside the Motherless sleep community, first reported on by German investigative journalists Isabel Beer and Isabel Stroth, members trade advice on how to drug their partners. On the ZZZ chat group, which is a Motherless user had linked to on the ZZZ chat group, which a Motherless user had linked to and where we first met Pierre, they do the same. CNN is not providing the names and doses of the specific medicines the users say that they employ. One Motherless user claimed to be running a business selling and dispatching sleeping liquids to any address in the world. The man who said that he was based in Ceuta, a tiny Spanish exclave on the North African coast, said on his Telegram account that it would cost 150 euros, approximately $175, for a bottle of the liquid that he said was tasteless and odorless. Your wife won't feel anything and won't remember anything. All of this and the concept of people buying in on it, I would consider a crime. And I would want every single person who's in these servers, in these chat rooms, in jail. And it should be just that easy. But because I live in a world where people are dedicated to sensationalism, because I live in a world where people want to sensationalize next to anything, you have people seemingly mad that people are correcting what dumbasses on Twitter and TikTok are saying by letting people know it's not 62 million men. It's just 1,000 in a fucking group chat adding up to 62 million visits to a website. There's nothing wrong with saying that, but for some reason it's this big atrocity letting people know a fact because they're so fixated on a fiction. And then when you tell them that fact, these motherfuckers get snooty about it. They say, oh, well, sorry, we somehow offended you by saying 62 million men. It's not about nobody being offended. It's about a fact. And the fact is, there are men out there doing this shit. It's not 62 million. It's still a problem that it's any number of men. But when we sit there and blow it to millions, we have a problem. And because of that, people are not going to take it as seriously when they dedicate time to looking into it and seeing that that number is not even overblown, it's lied about. And then you're going to have motherfuckers arguing with each other about how you just lied on men, or you don't care about women, or you don't care about what happens to women. You don't care about the subject matter in regards to it. And we completely missed the point that somebody who is apparently in West Africa is sharing clips from a previous live stream he said he'd done to entice us to his next. In it, a woman who he said he was his sleeping wife could be heard snoring as he climbs on top of her. Then the clip ends. This is a problem. Like, this entire article tells you depraved shit in it. It even has women telling their stories about it. And I think we as a species should all agree it's a problem. But because we got one person who blew this out of proportion, it's devolved into motherfuckers trying to play checks and balances with facts versus fiction. It is not a problem stating that somebody lied in saying that it was 62 million men. It's not 62 million men. The actual number is in the thousands. And it's still a problem. It's not an issue. It's not a great atrocity to say that there are thousands of men in a group chat sharing, advocating, giving advice, and promoting and cheering on rape. That's not a problem. That's not an issue to talk about that and call it weird. It should be something where we line up all these motherfuckers and get them ready for the rack. And then send them to jail and then await for their arrival in hell. But because one lie carried so much weight, it's now devolved into pointless back and forth for people instead of actually focusing on the real issue. This shit got 2 million views on Twitter. And guess what? The correction only has 11,000 views. So this was tweeted out on April 15th. This story came about in March, but this allowed it to gain a lot of traction. So now you have potentially hundreds of thousands of people believing 62 million men are doing this shit, and only 11,000 only being aware that it's just visits. And mind you, this person who spearheaded this has not made some great grandiose tweet saying, hey, this is a correction. They've just done this. This is all that they've done. And it's led to people running around saying still to this day, 2 days after the fact, even though it's readily available for anybody to see that and realize it's not 62 million men, it's just led them to keep that shit going and then be argumentative when people who genuinely care point out, hey, one thing about this you gotta change. And that's my overall issue with dotting your I's and crossing your T's. It's that when you don't do that, you run the risk of blowing something out of proportion and getting people to talk about something else instead of the main subject matter. Because, as I said only a few minutes ago, all of this is very much important, and it's concerning. It's weird. I would make the brave hot take that it's a crime. And when they got a paper trail like this, you would want a lot of these people. I would make the, again, controversial hot take in saying everyone who's in this ZZZ group chat arrested. I want them arrested. I want them far away from any woman. But for some reason, that has to be the second conversation while people fixate on a 62 million men versus 62 million visits to a website, all stemming from a fucking tweet. And a bunch of people on TikTok who want to sensationalize this shit. May we get back to the core subject matter, please? Because without that, I fear as though this is just going to be a topic for people, and then they're going to move on to the next thing. Hey, we talking about it now, but nothing's really going to come about it, and then we're just going to move on. It is a failure in actually giving out correct information when you do shit like this. It is a failure to actually pay attention to a real story that has real victims when you sensationalize it to a point that gets people concerned that in America, a wide population of men are doing something like this, which statistically wouldn't even add up because ain't no fucking way they got 62 million men in this country that are all married. Bullshit. They wouldn't be listening to these fucking incel podcasts if that was the case. So on that front, you lose it. But more importantly, you take away from the actual story when you want to sit there and try to be the advocate hero promoting a lie when you can instead promote the truth and stop bitching that you're being corrected. Because in the grand scheme, that's what all this is about. Making sure that the right information is out there, making sure that the right information is being broadcast, because the wrong information, like, for example, in the past, people faking hate crimes or stories about being assaulted, the wrong information will cause people to not want to engage in the conversation at all. And in a conversation where you got people promoting the idea of violating their partners, I think it's a substantial conversation to have. I think it's an important conversation to have that will be muddied because somebody wanted to say 62 million men. So congratulations, you played yourself again. You can't sit here and think that it's a good idea to just do that and think no one's going to be invested and somebody's going to say, actually. And yes, it's annoying to hear, actually. But when it comes to factual information, you need to be correct about this. Because literally anyone in these group chats, like the only people who would agree to these group chats not being a big deal are people I wouldn't want around women. Like anybody who wants to defend this shit, I don't trust you around women. I'm sorry. I would actively have a gun in my hand pointed at you if I saw you around women. There's nothing else that I could say that could like satiate that type of thirst. I want everybody involved in this jailed. Just jailed. I'm excited for the Michael Jackson documentary. I'm excited. Why am I seeing EDP on my fucking For You page on YouTube? Can we get a 5-minute break? This is disturbing. No. Here's a fucking picture of a child being dismembered. I got your ass. I got your ass. I got your ass. You know what? We need a pick me up. We need a I don't have a song. Too bad. I don't have a song. I don't have a song. My fucking nose is stuffed today. Like, what the fuck? No Diddy. It's amazing. You gotta say no Diddy to shit and ideas. Reminds me of that trend in Brazil TikTok of them showing what they do. You know what's crazy?
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
Have you heard of Natalie Laporta? How would I know about this character? Like, how would I know about this? Anyone else seeing all the Black Viltrumite edits? No, but I did see like 2 TikToks of people being like, why did they have to kill the Black Viltrumite? And it's just like, oh my God, you have nothing.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
Like, you have nothing better to do. Play Dig Bar? No. You know what? You know what I will play? You know what I will play? Nah, never mind. 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 I will, however. You know what? I'm gonna take us all. I'm gonna take us all away from the confines of, because that was depressing. Let's be real, okay? That we can all agree that was depressing. Now I kind of want to. Now I'm just randomly rant. I despise Mr. Buzz for the win. As a teenager who wanted Grand Theft Auto news, loved Mr. Buzz for the win. But as we got older, this became one of the grimiest fucking YouTube channels known to man, because there wouldn't be any. You want to talk about like the quartering being somebody who pads a runtime. This motherfucker knows how to pad a fucking runtime. Hey, what's going on? Mr. Buzz for the win here, and I'm going to overly explain something that could be explained in about 2 minutes. This motherfucker could make bank off of shorts, but he instead doesn't. He instead wants to just like pad the runtime with pointless information that wouldn't fucking mean too much to anybody. Rockstar might have just leaked a really cool feature for GTA 6. GTA 6 pre-orders. Rockstar responds with fake thumbnail after fake thumbnail. GTA 6 pre-orders. Fan playing early and all this shit. It's happening. GTA 6 pre-order. Like, if this rumor is true, it will be huge. It's like, nobody want this shit, bro. It just got more expensive to play GTA 6. Not really. If you already have a fucking PlayStation 5, not really. Like, not really. I just despise. And now you got motherfuckers making Spider-Man 3 videos.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
Sadot the Gamer? Why do I feel like I know who this is? Okay. So I'm going to loosely agree, but only because this motherfucker just kept making videos trying to get everybody hyped for a Spider-Man 2 DLC that was never coming. And I will never forget the video he made before the PlayStation Showcase where he swore up and down that a fucking leak was going to show up. And nothing came. And he had this immense dick look on his face. I'm going to never forget that. That's the day I realized it's time to stop watching this fuckmouth channel. Now, mind you, it's my own fault because none of these people have insider sources. None of these people have insight. They're banking off of leaks from other people or baseless speculation. Like, look at this shit. This leaked state of play is massive for PlayStation. When was the last time you saw anything in regards to Spider-Man at a state of play? It's been a long time. Now he's divulged to Marvel Rivals content, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with we just got this massive leak, and then nothing happens. Like, I just rather actual fucking information. Look at the Spider-Man 2 DLC that wasn't canceled yet. You know what? Just for the fuck of it, because I have no idea what this is in reference to. Why not?
What did you do, Direct Nation? We got to talk about the Spider-Man 2 DLC. Again. Part of the inspiration for this video is the recent leaked Miles Morales voice lines for the Beetle DLC found by a data miner, the same Beetle content that Insomniac accidentally left traces of in the New Game Plus update. But also because I found it interesting how so many people say they hate the game now, while at the same time saying how much it needs DLC, which would mean they want to play the game more. So if you don't include...
Dickhead, let me help you out. These people that say they hate the game, hate the direction that the game went, I don't agree with them because I still enjoy the game. I'm more mad that this game didn't get DLC, but it's not going to make me hate the game.
Include the tourists who spend all day crying about the same 2 side missions. I personally think most players want more updates for the game, but let me know how you feel about it in the comments below.
They're not getting any updates to the game, which is a reasonable gripe to like throw criticism at the game, because you have so much there that could be a fucking DLC that either is going to get compounded in Spider-Man 3 or it's just not going to be there, and I'd be very upset if it wasn't.
If you still love the game, I have good news. Insomniac is not done with Spider-Man 2 or the canceled DLC. Some recent news about their Venom game has given me a clearer picture about what's going on. So today I want to talk about what happened to the original 3 Spider-Man 2 DLC.
And I don't want a Venom game. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I hate being given a story. I hate being given a story about a villain who's dead, and then after you want to give me a game about said character. Like, I'm sorry. A Venom game does nothing for me after I'd already seen this motherfucker die.
DLCs, why one of them is definitely still coming to Spider-Man 2, as well as another DLC nobody is talking about that I'm expecting to drop in 2026. First, web blast that like button and let's get it. To clear up a common misunderstanding, Insomniac didn't actually say they were not doing any more DLC for Spider-Man 2. The official statement, when they announced the PC port, said they had no story DLC planned. The wording is very important here. A lot of people don't realize this, but all DLC content is not story related. Most DLC, in fact, isn't. DLC simply means downloadable content, which is why technically
That's strike 2. I'm getting a breakdown on what DLC means. That's strike 2.
Spider-Man 2 already got DLC when they added the new suits, which brings me to 2 DLCs I think are definitely...
That's strike 3. I'm done. I'm done. We gonna sit here. We really gonna sit here and say like drip fed content that a lot of people don't have is now considered DLC.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
Benjamin Netanyahu, if you can hear this, please, Benjamin Netanyahu.
You know what? I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna give him a chance.
Coming to Spider-Man 2, with one I'm expecting next year, while the other was delayed for reasons that have nothing to do with the cyber attack. Fans were expecting Spider-Verse DLC as part of Insomniac's ongoing collaboration with the film team, which included a full side mission in the main game that teased Spider-Man 2099 and introduced a cut character from the Spider-Verse films. I think Insomniac was planning to also introduce more Spider-Verse content to promote beyond the Spider-Verse, such as a Prowler suit for Miles. But unfortunately, production on the movie was shut down in 2023 due to the Hollywood strikes, and the movie was eventually delayed to summer 2027. So I believe Insomniac is going to hold off on that until the year the movie comes out. They showed previously with Spider-Man Remastered that they will release new suits to cross-promote with the launch of a Spider-Man movie. And there is another Spider-Man film launching before Beyond the Spider-Verse. In 2026, we're getting Spider-Man Brand New Day, which seems to be getting an insane level of hype right now, with Sony surprisingly doing public filming to further promote the movie. The final swing suit from the end of No Way Home is already in Spider-Man 2, so I fully expect them to add Tom Holland's new suit as DLC around the time the movie launches in July. Like how
You can't do anything else in the game after you've 100%ed it. They want like the story beat DLCs like The City That Never Sleeps. They want shit like that, sir. These suits are not DLC worthy.
How they dropped 2 No Way Home suits in Spider-Man Remastered a week before the movie came out. The Beetle DLC, I think, was definitely canceled because of the cyber attack. Before the attack even happened, Insomniac had to cut a bunch of content from the main game, a lot of it Venom related, because they didn't have enough time to finish what they wanted and weren't allowed to delay. Then the cyber attack delayed everything across the studio even more, so they had to prioritize getting Marvel's Wolverine done. Well, according to the latest reports, Wolverine is fine now, the next trailer for it is finished and expected to go live this month. This frees up the studio to work on other things, but I don't think they'll focus on story DLC for Spider-Man 2, since according to the main voice actors, they've already started work on Spider-Man 3. It's possible they pull a God of War Valhalla, but I think the story DLC has actually been moved to other games. In an article from one of the most reliable news sites for gaming, MP First, they were able to confirm that a spin-off game starring Venom is still in development at Insomniac. According to another sources, the game
I still don't want a Venom game. Like I just don't.
will feature Eddie Brock as the host, and Carnage will return as a villain to continue from where the Flame side quest in Spider-Man 2 left off. This Venom game is expected to be around the same size as Miles Morales, with a potential launch date of 2027. In order to pull that off, it means Insomniac is going to be using a bunch of assets from Spider-Man 2, since they had a playable Venom in that game, as well as a ton of voice lines from the late Tony Todd, who said only about 10% of the lines he recorded made it into the game. If Carnage isn't Venom, it means they're probably adjusting that DLC to fit this new game. I expect the same to be done for Beetle. Since Peter is taking a break at the end of Spider-Man 2, I'm expecting Beetle to be used as a villain from Miles, to test his ability to protect the city while Peter is on a break. Maybe things get out of control, and that is how they get Peter to put the suit back on and help out. Or that could be how they add Cindy Moon, who's going to be the third playable spider hero in the next game. Either
it's just pointless speculation with the hope that it's real. If it's cheap, I'd look into it. No, you're not looking into it then. Sorry, but it's not cheap, so you're not looking into it. Sorry. Is there anything? What else is going on in the world that I may or may not be aware of? What else is going on? Well, WrestleMania starts tomorrow, and oh my god, I'm not excited for WrestleMania. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not excited for WrestleMania. The owner, the account owner behind the recent leak of The Legend of Aang apparently posted the initial videos to social media he insisted a troll a little bit. He didn't think it was a big deal because it wasn't being released in theaters. Sir, that is a movie that wasn't released at all yet to the public. That's going to be a big deal, especially around an IP a lot of people are excited about. Bro, that's going to be a big deal. Paramount is going to find every motherfucker that leaked that shit, and they are going to drill them by the balls. The video was taken down? Correct. Not before it was downloaded to my computer. Hey, because I don't give a fuck about none of these motherfuckers who pretending to give a fuck. Because these same people that's pretending like it's a great atrocity to bootleg the movie are the same people that'll tell you to bootleg any other fucking movie. But because it's one that they like, oh no, it's a great affront. Is it bad I saw the movie already? No. Like, no. No, if you genuinely wanted to watch the movie, watch it. You're not evil. Like, you're not evil. Nothing wrong with you. You ain't do nothing wrong. Like, you ain't do nothing wrong. Because guess what? Any motherfucker who's telling you do something wrong or you did wrong is on 1, 2, 3 movies having the time of their fucking life. What is it? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
That June will be Nuclear Family Month instead of Pride Month in the state of Tennessee. This is great. We need other states to follow suit because I am sick and tired of...
I'm sick and tired of strumpets cosplaying as Christian.
Every single year, we're being bombarded with Pride Month. Why do people celebrate guys doing butt stuff to each other?
Because they can. And guess what? You have the power to not see any of that shit. You could go into your settings on Twitter and go into the advanced settings where you could ban words, and you could ban pride, you could ban the word gay, and guess what? You won't end up seeing any. You could ban LGBTQ.
Why is that a thing? It doesn't benefit society at all. We're a Christian nation, so a lot of us are Christians and don't support those lifestyles anyway. And yet we're bombarded with it all over the media, all over different stores, flags everywhere, and all this, that, and the other. So even if you're not a Christian and you're living that kind of lifestyle or whatever, then why do you want to make it everybody else's business when it doesn't do anything for society? Why can't you just keep it to yourself?
You know, people could say that about you. Because, you know, you could keep things to yourself.
Any other black folk want to engage in radical activist language in this fucking chat? Suck my fucking cock.
Like, what they could keep to themselves is what you could keep to yourself, too. It's like, for me, you know why Pride Month really isn't that motherfucking big of a deal to me? It's because I barely see anything in regards to it. And that's not even because I hate gays. It's because I barely pay attention. Because when I walk outside, I don't see every single window across the spectrum. How am I
supposed to jump off all of this information you just gave me, man?
With pride flags, because I'm not paying attention to that, because that's not my home. In this apartment complex, there are 2 people with pride flags just hanging off their balconies. And you know what I say? Nothing. Because that has nothing to do with me. And if I do try to make that my business, there's the possibility that I go to jail. Like, it's easy to bitch about it on Twitter because you can't do anything to anyone who actually, like, supports Pride Month. You can't take their property because 8 times out of 10, they got a Ring camera that's going to watch you do it, and then they're going to report your ass. You can't do nothing but bitch. Just like how the people who hate Christians can't do nothing but bitch because they can't walk up to you and snatch that Jesus piece off you because they'll go to jail too. Like, it's a bunch of you motherfuckers that really want everyone to follow your lifestyle. But the problem is your lifestyle is not fitting for everybody on the earth. Like, and also, you're a woman. Who the fuck cares what you have to think? Go make your man a sandwich.
But all this to say is that this...
What happened to freedom of expression? See, the problem is with a lot of people who abide by that is that they only want it for the things that they like. But they don't want to tell you that because they have to convince you that they're for free speech unless it's some shit that they don't like. Conveniently, all of these people are too scared to say slurs, though.
This is great
But they all advocate for slur usage.
news. And let's hope and pray that other states follow suit and that we can just squash this whole pride flag, pride month.
It won't happen. Like, I'm sorry to bring it to y'all, but Pride Month is still going to be a thing. People are still going to celebrate. Even if motherfuckers put it into law that we're no longer acknowledging, there are going to be people who host pride parades any fucking way. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, what are you genuinely going to fucking do?
Celebration stuff because...
And for the dumbass in the back, what about celebrating Veterans Month? Might I alert you to November, the month of November, in case you didn't know. Matter of fact, let me make sure I got the accurate month. Let me make sure I got the accurate month. Let me not just say a month. Oh, it's November. I was right. I was right. See, I knew that off the dome. And guess what? For anybody else, for anybody who wants to play that type of game, Veterans Month was signed into office or established officially by Donald Trump in 2017. However, it's been something recognized by military families since 1996. And for those of you who want to keep like a semblance of a score, I guess if you really are mad, and I guess L to the to the veterans, Pride Month. when was Pride Month? When was Pride Month established? Pride Month was first formally and legally recognized at the federal level in 1999. So the veterans still win. They came before the gays. So this gimmick perpetuated by Bimbo, it don't hold weight.
Why are we celebrating that?
And also I'm not celebrating Pride Month. Like, if I just happen to be walking and I end up at a fucking pride parade and I get like a free candy, I just gotta hope it's not dick shaped. Because if it's dick shaped, I'm not accepting that. But if we tossing around edibles, like you don't have to celebrate any of these fucking months. You are not required by law to put out a pride flag. You are not required in February to worship black people. You're not required in November to give a fuck about veterans. They're just celebrating it because they can, and it's a month where they can. And by they, I mean black people. I mean veterans. I mean gays. You don't have to fit that category. You just don't. But you talk. I don't like this either. It's talking as if we're all forced to celebrate. No, we're not. I, as an American, don't have to celebrate any of this shit. I don't celebrate Black History Month. Not because I hate black people. Like, what am I to do? I'm not getting on the grill and be like, I'm about to cook this ribeye for the dead blacks. It's like, no. I can acknowledge that Black History Month allows people to learn about history, more than they would any other fucking month, because for some reason we as black people just accepted the least amount of days in the year to be the month where we're celebrated. People choose to do what they want to do.
That. Okay.
Just like how people are choosing to make fun of you for being a fucking strumpet. Matter of fact, whore. Is there any new updates on your channel? No, you're still addressing the quartering drama. Or are the comments gone?
So right now,
how based in trad, how able you are to handle criticism. Yep. It's lucrative to be disingenuous. She won't ignore the woke. But see, the problem with that is, in one breath, you'll say that and she'll probably fucking say that. Problem is that this stupid bitch in another breath will be like, oh, all the woke content is dying, so now everyone's turning on each other. Like, no, you're disingenuous pieces of shit who deserve to be criticized for the shit that you say. Like, I don't know what to tell you other than that. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Quartering copes about views being down for everyone, blaming it on summertime. All the news is bad.
Yeah, I mean, almost everything is negative right now. It has.
Welcome to the content you make. Hello? Welcome to the content you make. Do I make happy content? No. But I enjoy just giving everybody the dose of stupid that they need to be able to carry on in life. Because without it, what are you going to do? My sole goal is to make sure you motherfuckers know that chaos is out there. Because you little rosy-cheeked attitudes I cannot stand. So you must know about the world.
It's been for months. And I also think you see that in we can see that in people tuning in for views and stuff like that. Like there's this this artificial narrative that it's specific to certain channels. It's just not true. Like if you look at people who are tuning in to live streams, look, it's summertime. All the news is bad.
We're blaming viewership being down on summer. How about the lack of engagement? How about the lack of information? How about the lack of personality? Why is the blame not on the creator and instead on the audience for not wanting to watch this shit?
It's just every time.
To be fair, I learned about content creators from channels such as yours. See? You would know about motherfuckers lying about using dead bodies to get PS5s if it wasn't for me.
News breaks, just another bad thing. At some point, I remember it's not even that long ago when we had all this stuff popping off in Minnesota and all the F around and find out stuff. Everyone was like, yeah, this is great. Ice raids, this is great.
That motherfucker, that's negative. That was negative and depressing, and you were spinning it like it was good because 2 Americans died, one of which they could skate by and be presumed innocent for doing. The other one, still to this day, is dicey, but these motherfuckers aren't being charged. So we all just moved on from that. I tell you though, we all did just move on from that.
That one,
fucker, that was like a good 3 weeks to talk about. And then once nothing came about in terms of legal ramifications, we all just dropped it. Who used a dead body to get a PS5? What the fuck was that lady's name? It was a black woman. The most disrespected group in American history that did it. That was in 2020 though.
Way, because I'm assuming it was bad press for Trump and he already had the Iran war stuff going on. It was just too many bad things going on at once. Mm-hmm. But I think I'm not saying that live streams in general are down. I mean, are not getting viewed. I'm just saying I see it when I look at other streamers. Everybody's down just a little bit right now.
No, look at you. Look at your efforts. Look at what you have going on. Look at what you got going. Me, I'm averaging about the same amount of you motherfuckers. We're doing pretty good. I'm averaging the same amount of you motherfuckers. And I would stream for a fucking hour. How long? It's been 2 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, that is... Never mind. Wait a minute. You know what? We're going down memory lane, boys. We're going down memory lane. Jesus Christ, this was 5 years ago. Jesus. This shit was 5 fucking years. Jesus. Come on, YouTube. Zombie Kills. That was the name. Is that person still around? Just out of my own curiosity. I just want to know. Is that person still around? Post is unavailable. I want to know. Now I'm on a journey. I want to know. Sorry, unless you got a time machine, this channel is unavailable. What? I want to see if they're still around. I want to know. I want to know what love is. And I want you to show me. At Zombie Kill. The Twitter is gone. The Twitter's gone. I don't like that. The Twitter's gone. No. The Twitter's gone. I don't like it. Where is Zombie? I miss Zombie. What is this? Zombie Kills just won't quit. This is in 2024. Hold on. What is this? Ew.
Didn't think I would ever waste breath on again.
The voice is so strong. Speed it up.
Before we do, I would like to paint a picture for all of you. So check this out. About 3 years ago, I was caught up in some drama.
I don't need a picture. Get to the point. Oh.
It was really strange, but the slow march of time inevitably crept forward and everyone moved on with their lives like normal people. That wasn't until a couple weeks ago when I got an email notifying me that one of my videos had received not just a copyright claim, but a outright strike, and that it had been removed from YouTube. And wouldn't you know it, it was one of the videos that I made on Miss Kills. I appealed the claim and I emailed her back immediately because it gave me her personal email whenever I appealed it. And I was pretty straight up with her. I basically just said, listen, this shit is absurd. If you keep this up, I'm gonna talk to a lawyer. And she did respond back, surprisingly, but her response ultimately just translated to, I don't want anything out there that makes me look bad, even though the footage is...
YouTube said this is the only thing that was credited, and it was credited on women and everybody on Twitter. They did the investigation and removed it. Also, you're correct. It died out, and I am simply a human being trying to move forward in my life and not have my kids or my name permanently tarnished on the internet as it has affected my ability to earn, etc. I'd be open to discussing removing it for sure if you'd be okay with removing the video and allowing me to move on into my life. Ma'am, the problem is that you could have in all of that time just moved on with your life. You could have just moved on, but instead you went to trying to strike a channel or a video down, which then brought this back up again in your life. And you apparently, listen, I'm against anybody, and I do mean anybody, going after the lady past the point of criticizing. Because you can criticize a motherfucker trying to use a dead body to get a PlayStation 5. You absolutely can. anything revolving around children, you crossing the line, and you crossing the line. I don't give a fuck how much you might hate somebody, despise somebody. Once you take it a step past the actual point and you just want to go above and beyond, you lose me at that point. Because it's like, bro, you don't need to do that. You could just critique the point and go on about your day. But to think like, hey, you deserve to move on with your life in the best way possible. Bro, you're silly, Billy. You silly. You silly Billy little fuck. Oh. I think I'm done. I got nothing else. Anybody got anything else? What's going on in the world? I'm not sure. There's nothing really going on. Everything's all cozy and quiet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Everything's all quiet and cozy. You know what I mean? Everything's silent. Everything's of omnipotent joy. Kangaloope apparently just knows it's over. Damn. Don't even give me a chance to find something that I could delve deep into. We all just, oh wait, we're not done. I still got to finish this.
Now, and I think a lot of that is because you just can't, I mean, I'm going to tune in tonight and figure out, like, if Trump can get this Iran thing done, I'm hoping that we can.
Wait a minute. Your viewership is down because you're focusing on viewership's down because of the conflict in Iran? What are you eating? I will tell you this much. I already talked about the Trump Jesus Christ thing. I will repeat it after this statement. I want to make, what was it called? Carnita tacos? But I need all the fucking seasoning mix. And I also need the fucking meat and the tortillas. If I get all that, I can make those. Grocery run it is? Don't know what that is. It's a fucking taco, you dumbass, uncultured fucking swine. Now I hope your sister slaps you upside your fucking head. Just for that, you uncultured fucking swine. New Mortal Kombat movie coming out? I don't care about that. Like, I'm one of them guys where it's like, if I don't care about it, you'll never hear me talk about it. I don't care about a Mortal Kombat movie. I can't even tell y'all about the 2 Mario movies. I still haven't watched either one. But I can tell you Invincible has a lot of fucking problems story-wise in terms of these characters. How am I supposed to fear them if all they're going to do is like stare at their whole planet and run away? And I'm telling y'all, whenever season 5 come out and that scene with Anissa drops, the discourse is going to set us back decades.
You know,
centuries even.
People can start talking about gas prices coming down. People can start talking about, you know, hopefully whatever's Trump's 70th degree chess move to get, you know, better control of American energy. But right now, not only is all the news basically negative, on top of that, it's the infighting. Like, the infighting is also like, there's nothing good to talk about. So it's like, let's talk about other creators.
Exactly.
And like how they're terrible. And it's like, at the end of the day, that's a symptom of views being down and people tuning out.
I never thought I'd live for the day where somebody blames views being down on Trump causing gas prices to go up. And when eventually they go down, oh, the views will come back. No, not really. That's not a smart way one would look at that. That would never be. That would never. What the fuck is this?
Dino. Then why did your tweets suggest otherwise?
I deleted those tweets.
I can have the tech guy pull up the screenshots.
I was being female coded. It was momentary. It proves nothing.
If your non-Indian YouTube rep didn't get the channel taken down, then why does the timing perfectly match your alibi post? Because your rep nuked Kino Casino because you told him to!
Horrible AI lip syncing.
Jeremy Hambley, did you order your rep to nuke Kino Casino?
Better than any of his content. You know what? Fair, but it's also AI. And it's not even fun AI. It's boring AI.
How's my dick supposed to jump off of all of this information you just gave me, man?
When has gas ever gone down? See, Unk's old. Back in the day, gas used to be $1. Highest Unk saw it was $2. You know what I'm talking about? But who knows? The world is a very auspiciously weird place, filled to the brim with weird activity. Maybe the Viltrumites could help our society. You know what? Maybe being enslaved wouldn't be that bad, which is the craziest fucking line I think I could ever say on any given day. And on that note, I think I'm done. I'm done. Gender swap Tom Cruise. Nah, I don't care about that. I'm done. Get out. Go enjoy your Friday. I may just sit here tomorrow and stream WrestleMania, or just like stream my fucking reaction, because I don't have the bandwidth to get an email saying, hey, we're taking this down because you just illegally streamed this. Yeah, we're not doing it. Nah, I'm not letting you get me like that, Twitch. But in the meantime, fuck off, go away.